As for this 1-hour edition of WRAL 6 o'clock news, the Jesse Helms waiting game is over.
So much for what the sources say and the speculation. Here's the senator.
A few weeks ago, my best friend for the past 59 years handed me a clipping quoting a 1973 statement by a longtime friend of a great many of us, Senator Sam J. Ervin Jr. Senator Ervin is now deceased, of course. Don Helms suggested, well, instructed may be a better word, that I share it with you on an appropriate occasion, and this is it. Now, it was 6 days before Christmas in 1973, and unless Senator Ervin were to run again in 1974, Senator Ervin's Senate career would end on January 3rd, 1975. And it was on that December day that Senator Ervin issued a public statement that ended speculation as to whether he would or would not seek re-election. Now, Senator Ervin did not run again in 1974, and he later explained it this way, and I'm quoting. He said, "There's one inescapable reality that no man can ignore, and that is that time takes a terrific toll, which is of an increasing nature with those who live many years." End of quote. And then Senator Ervin added, "I would hate to be in the Senate and have to, in Kipling's words, force my heart and nerves and sinew to serve their turn long after they're gone." End of quote. Now then, except for the fact that I am now already a few years older than Senator Ervin was when he made his decision on December 13, 1973, that he would not run for re-election in 1974, my family has counseled me that my situation today is not materially different from what Senator Ervin said in 1973. Here's what he said. "Intellectual honesty compels me to confront this inescapable reality." And then he meant that if he ran again, he would be almost 85 in 1980 when his distinguished Senate career would end. Now, the point is, I would be 88 if I ran again in 2002 and was elected and lived to finish a sixth term. And this, my family and I have decided unanimously that I should not do, and, ladies and gentlemen, I shall not. Now, that's my formal announcement. You see, if my health continues to be good when my present fifth term ends at 2002, adjournment, sine die, as they put it, of the 107th Congress, I will be 81 years old, and I will then have served 30 years as a senator from North Carolina, longer than any other senator elected by the people of North Carolina. And not in my wildest imagination did it ever occur to me that such a privilege would ever be mine. Now, to those who may be preparing news reports about this decision that my family and I have made, I will genuinely appreciate your considering doing me a few favors. Make clear my gratitude that I have been blessed since the first day I arrived in the Senate on January 3rd, 1973, with having had the finest, hardest working, most dedicated young people serving with me every moment I've been a United States Senator. They have joined with us because they are conservative, God-fearing young people, genuinely willing to help all North Carolinians who, in so many instances, have had such desperate crises in their lives and who have turned to us for help. And without hesitation and without fail, these young people, we call ourselves the Helms Senate family, by the way, these young people often work around the clock, and many times they have worked through the weekends to help people who needed a helping hand. So it has been they, this Helms Senate family, who have unfailingly made certain that the estimated 150,000 North Carolinians or more, and many citizens from other states who brought their problems to us, were served promptly with genuine interest in making certain that the problems were solved, if at all possible. As early members of our Senate family have moved on to responsibilities with other branches of the government or with businesses or educational institutions, new young people were eager to join in our efforts to serve the citizens of our state and nation. And what a blessing. Now, I love these young people. I love them all. And they have known it, whether they have served in our offices in Raleigh or Hickory or Washington. And today their careers are all over the landscape. Federal judges and teachers and business leaders and bankers, and some have gone on to theological schools. And now some are top advisors to the present President of the United States, George Bush. Now, needless to say, Dot Helms and I have thanked the Lord countless times for those remarkable young people and women, young men and women. I have often shared a commitment with young people, a commitment that I made to myself on election night 1972. And my commitment that night was that I would never, ever fail to meet with a young person or a group of young people who wanted to see me. Now, that 1972 campaign enabled me to meet personally hundreds of young men and women whom otherwise I would never have met. And having been the beneficiary of more than 100,000 young visitors during the past 29 years, I can assure you that the future leadership of this state and our nation is in good hands. And third and last, but certainly not least, there's no way I can adequately express my gratitude to the thousands of people who pitched in and gave their support and prayers in all 5 of my elections to the United States Senate. Without that help and without the prayers of so many, I would never have made it, and I know it. Now, all of this is a long way of saying that I'm not running again, and that I thank you most sincerely from the bottom of my heart for letting me have my say. But let me make myself perfectly clear, as the former President of the United States often said. I have just confirmed speculation that I will not seek re-election next year. But I am by no means announcing my retirement, because a great deal of work lies ahead of the United States Senate this fall and next year, when there will be much significant legislation. For example, the Senate will be taking up and renewing the Farm Bill, which comes around just about every 5 years. And you don't need me to explain to you how important this particular Farm Bill will be to the farm families all across North Carolina. In addition, the Senate Farm Relations Committee, yes, I'm no longer the chairman, but the Senate Farm Relations Committee will consider, among other important matters, significant legislation that will set the course for the future of America's defense system. And then there's the necessity of monitoring the implementation of the Helms-Biden demands of reforming the United Nations, which, by the way, has already saved the American taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, in the years left to Dot Helms and me, we want to enjoy more time with our children and grandchildren, and we will do that. And needless to say, Dot and I intend, the Lord willing, to be more actively involved in trying to be helpful to that remarkable foundation down at Wingate. Now, I don't know precisely how to say this, but Dot and I hope that one way or another we can continue as private citizens to be helpful to the great people of North Carolina. One thing is for sure, we will never forget you, and we shall always be grateful for all that you have meant to us. Thank you, dear friends. God bless you. And as Ron Reagan always used to say, God bless America.
Senator Jesse Helms announcing he will not seek re-election. From a small town outside of Charlotte to one of the most powerful men on Capitol Hill, Jesse Helms came a long way. That you cannot argue, whether or not you agree with him politically. Here's Bill Leslie with a look back.
This is the house in Monroe where Jesse